Hey, y'all know what time it is. Last but not least, rapid reactions. A whole lot of topics, a little bit of time. The floor is yours, Jay.
And away we go. North Carolina has promoted Hubert Davis from assistant coach to replace the recently retired Roy Williams. What'd you make of that hire?
Woo, you got some big shoes to fill, Davis. But I like it. I think he deserves it. From what I've been hearing, he's an excellent, coach. He deserves this spot. This big time though. This is North Carolina. So you better have on your big boy pants when you come in there being the head coach. But I think he deserved it, and I think North Carolina made a very good hire. That I guess the question is, did Roy Williams have anything to say about this hire? I'm just saying because he wanted. They say he should have, you know, carte blanche in whoever replaces him. So I was just wondering if he, had some say on that. In an interview with Good Morning America, Bucks quarterback Tom Brady said his experience in Tampa showed him that there could be another way to success after his 20 years in New England. What do you make of his comments?
I think it's a little bit odd because it's not like Tom Brady and the Patriots won everything they ever tried to win. I mean, they took some losses here and there. You had Peyton Manning win a couple titles. Eli Manning stopped Tom Brady from having a couple more rings. Drew Brees sprinkled him in there. Joe Flacco was in there at one point. But it's just a little bit curious because I mean, you had to know that you can win other places. Could be a little veiled shot at Bill Belichick. We don't know. I just found they were interesting at the very least. The Los Angeles Lakers have signed the recently released Houston Rocket Ben McLemore to their last open roster spot. Do you think he'll have much of an impact for the Lakers?
Nope. He just got released from the Houston Rockets. Have you seen him lately? He just,
Nope.
I don't. I
Yeah.
listen. All right, I'm cracking jokes, but I don't think he's gonna impact the Lakers in the overall picture. I just think he's depth. Somebody get hurt, you got a guy there, but I don't think he's gonna be that much of an impact. Just a guy to fill the last roster spot like he filled the last roster spot, I guess. So that's how I look at that. The Toronto Blue Jays continue to await the debut of free agent acquisition George Springer is now dealing with a right quad injury after recovering from an oblique injury. Your thoughts?
That's obviously disappointing. Springer was big free agent acquisition for Toronto. I believe it was 6 years, $150 million. It's just unfortunately it's just something the Blue Jay fans are gonna have to wait for. You don't want to rush a guy in that quickly. The MLB long 162 game grind, so might take a few more games, but you get him in there healthy, and he'll no doubt make a big difference for him. The Deshaun Watson scandal is continuing to expand, and now Nike and Beats by Dre have ended or suspended their sponsorship deals with the Texans quarterback. What's your reaction to this news?
Well, listen. When it was just civil cases, like I said, that timing was odd. Now I hear there's a couple of criminal charges being brought up against Deshaun Watson. On top of that, usually when sponsors start pulling, it's not, especially like Nike. Like Nike can have a dirt bag like endorser. Like people ain't gonna be like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't like OJ or somebody, you could probably get away with with it being Nike. But when Nike pulls you, it's most likely because they're hearing something that they think will be detrimental down the road. And Beats by Dre just did what most people did. Hey, all right, hey, Nike done pull. Let me get a piece. I'm pulling mine too. We didn't. I would say this. Let's say Deshaun Watson comes out and be clean. These companies will bring their sponsorship back to Deshaun Watson. We seen it happen with Tiger Woods. Everybody left Tiger Woods. He came back, became the GOAT again, and then everybody came back, and that was the end of it. So it happens. But it does seem a little more serious now than it did the last time we talked about this. So there's something to keep an eye on. Arizona has fired men's basketball coach Sean Miller after 12 seasons with the Wildcats. Did that surprise you?
Not really. I don't remember them being particularly successful the last couple of years. I think they were on a one season ban this year from the NCAA tournament, but they've had these NCAA violations kind of swirling on them since 2017. I don't think they've ever fully recovered from those. And also got to remember Sean Miller. I mean, he's been pretty successful run at Arizona. Made 3 Elite Eights, but he never made a Final Four. So I feel like with not making a Final Four, it's a little bit easier to let a guy go like Sean Miller than if he made a Final Four. Okay, only one out of 483 NBA players tested positive for COVID-19 since March 31st, and several NBA players are receiving their first dose of the vaccine. That's according to an NBA.com report. Great news, right?
Absolutely. The NBA doing their job. As you can see, they're doing their job at a very elite level. This is the type of news you want to hear from these professional leagues. Like they're traveling from city to city, doing this, that, and the third. Yet and still, they're still, practicing the COVID guidelines, and they're keeping the players safe. In return, keeping the fans safe, keeping the staff safe, what have you, et cetera, et cetera. So, shouts out to the NBA. Let's keep it going. Let's get these arenas packed. The Titans are adding former Eagles defensive coordinator and Lions head coach Jim Schwartz to the staff as a defensive assistant. What do you think of that hire, Jay?
I like it. Jim Schwartz got a great reputation around this league as defensive coordinator. Probably maybe not so much as a head coach with his time with the Lions. But he also, I believe he had a 10-year run from 99 to 2008 on the Titans staff. So, I think anytime you add Jim Schwartz to your staff, he can help defensively. And Tennessee, I think they underachieved a little bit last year on the defensive side. So Schwartz can probably help there. Wisconsin athletic director Barry Alvarez is retiring from his post after serving in that capacity since 2004. He also served as a Badger football coach from 1990 to 2005 when the team won 3 Big Ten titles and 3 Rose Bowl games. What are your thoughts on his career?
A Wisconsin legend, baby. They should put a statue. What happened? Somebody got to tell me what job he didn't hold and when it came to Wisconsin football. Like, my man done it all. Like, you can't tell him nothing when it comes to that program and that football program. So, listen, at the end of the day, the Hall of Famer legend, get the Raptors up, get the statue ready, get it all going. I think he deserves that. When you think about Wisconsin football program, you think about Barry Alvarez. If you don't think about Barry Alvarez, whoever you think about probably got some ties to Barry Alvarez. So when you put it that way, listen, man, that man, he is Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? He's Mr. Badger at this point. So, I think he deserves whatever flowers and whatever kudos he gets after this in whatever form he gets it in. Last one, Bucks, Mavericks, tomorrow night in Dallas. Who you got?
I'll go a little bit against the grain in this one. I'm taking Dallas. I love what they've been doing recently. I believe they won 5 straight. Big game for Luka and your boy, the fluffy one himself, Kristaps Porzingis. He gets you 25 and they get it done. I'm taking Dallas. And that concludes today's Drink of Wisdom. Thank you for joining us. And as always, like, listen, share, subscribe. We appreciate it all. I'm Jay Wise.
And I'm Nathan Drinker. And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time. Baby.